So one more time, I'll say Happy Women's Day then,
Happy
officially.
Women's Day. I have something for you and for me.
Oh, wow. What is that? Show me
Mm, It's
or
me,
tell
of
me.
course. It's me.
Oh, yeah.
It's me.
Very good.
First of all, that's me.
Hi.
Second
Nice
of
to
all,
meet
there's
you.
a jar of caramels.
Mm. Oh, my goodness.
And now I have a question for you.
Oh.
What about yesterday's caramel? I gave it to you.
Yes, you did. And Sophia,
For Sophia.
I want
Yeah.
one more. She's like, I want one more.
I'm sorry.
But I said, I only have one. I'm sorry, my dear daughter. I only have one.
Okay. So next
Auntie
time
only
I
gives me
will.
one.
Okay. So next time I will bring 1 kilogram of caramel.
No, because she's
Yes,
not going
I
to be
will.
able to eat it.
Yes, I will. Yeah, but
Okay.
you are the person who will tell her, Sophia, unfortunately, today you can eat only one. So there we have 1 kilogram. So about 100 caramels, but every day you can eat
100?
only one. For example,
101 kilogram, yeah? Okay.
you have to be so precisely precise.
Yes, I do. Because I don't want 100. It's like in English, we call it fudge, the special type of caramel that we're talking
Yeah,
about, this
fudge,
krówka. In
tak?
English, it's called fudge.
Fudge. Okay,
Mhm.
fudge. And this fudge is very sticky.
Delicious.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and sticky. So it looks like I will show you. I will show you. So it's the fudge sticky. It's the
Sticky
fudge
fudge.
sticky fudge.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
And
that's very chewy.
love.
Oh.
Yeah, I love sticky fudge.
Ashu, I'm not sure if you're going to maybe, I don't know, can you see me clearly?
Yes, very good.
Because I don't see you so well. I don't know.
I can see everything. It means that I am too beautiful.
I know.
And the camera is not able to work because of my beauty.
Yeah, I know. And what am I supposed to do now?
To teach me English.
Okay. But okay, I'll try. Because your beauty is overwhelming and I don't know if I'll manage, you know?
In Serbian, Croatian, Macedonian,
Mhm.
you have an expression like urokliva lepota.
Oh my goodness, lepota. That's a very.
Lepota. Once again, please.
Urukliva lepota.
Urokliva lepota. Bravo.
But that
And,
sounds
and
terrible.
yesterday you said jebote. Jebote. Let's say it once again,
No,
please.
no, but
Verbalize
please
it.
tell me what the word meant.
The same as in Polish. So
No, because you were talking about something else that somebody looks good in something, or not?
yeah,
Was that
because
not the context?
it means everything. So when you are happy, when you are frustrated, when you are furious, when you are amazed by something, jebote, kakva hajna. Oh my goodness, such a good dress.
Oh,
So
really?
jebote means everything. So the point is that Serbian language is so easy. Just
And
to know jebote
flexible.
and you know everything.
Okay. And has the Serbian language evolved in some way? Because, like, for example, I don't know, when we talk about South Africa, it was like a colony of the British and of the Dutch. And for example, the dialect like Afrikaans, it totally did not evolve, or it evolved in its own kind of way according to the linguistic, approach. So it's like an archaic type of Dutch language. So it totally didn't evolve, and it's like back the same language more or less, okay, but it evolves in a different kind of way or manner. And
It's
Serbian,
Friday morning. It's
yeah,
Friday morning.
and
Please don't ask me so difficult questions.
but you are an expert, so that's like in the little pinky. It's not so
Yeah,
difficult
piece of
question.
cake. Yeah. No, so Serbian language is definitely the easiest language ever.
Okay.
If you know jebote, you know everything. So that's the point
Okay.
of my of my whole, monologue. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding, of course. No.
Yeah.
So Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian, Macedonian languages. They are so you have languages, so Slavic languages, but they
Mm-hmm.
were influenced by almost 5,000 years of Ottoman Empire. So
Okay.
Turkish
Mm-hmm.
Empire, and it means that there are a lot of words and
Mm-hmm.
expressions in, for example, Serbian and Macedonian and Bosnian, of course, with Turkish origins. But Jebote,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's from
No,
Turkey.
it's
No.
original Serbian word.
But it's
Yeah.
highly interesting that Serbian language. That there are so many. In Polish, we have vulgarism, so this bad
Vulgarisms, yes.
vulgarism, yes,
Mm-hmm.
vulgarism in Serbian language. But in Serbia and for Serbs, I suppose
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a vulgarism, it's just a way of expression. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
So it's
because
not
Serbian
seen as a
language,
bad, it's not seen
yeah,
as a bad word, no?
no, sometimes yes, but it depends. The Balkan region is, from my point of view, one of the most interesting region in the world, and the
Okay.
most divided and the most, I can say, mutual and common, because the whole idea of the border on the Balkans are completely different than, for example, the idea of the border here in, let's
Europe.
say, Western Europe.
Okay.
And when you say, for example, "Jebote, kakva halina," so uh, for me it doesn't sound bad, but the problem is that my main language was Serbian language, and I spent
Oh.
many years in Serbia.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
studying in Serbia, and I have so when I speak Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian, and Macedonian too, I quite often use vulgarism, even if and I am not aware of the fact, for example, that I am in Macedonia, and
Mm-hmm.
they are not as liberal, as, for example,
Mm-hmm.
Serbs.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
it's so difficult to explain it just in few minutes. But
Okay.
sometimes they feel, they stay more connected with you when you use
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. They don't treat you
vulgarism.
as a foreigner so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
you don't treat
Mm-hmm.
you as a foreigner, and you don't, and not you, and they don't treat you as a, university teacher, posh person, all of this sucking stuff. And when you just, but in my personal life, so
Mm-hmm.
I use vulgarisms, and I do it quite often.
Mm-hmm.
So every day for many times.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not treat it as a bad thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I understand and I try to implement it, that there are many people who are, you know, uh, fragile
Or sensitive
and
to it.
sensitive. For
Mm-hmm.
example, my mother, she's a very sensitive person when it comes to vulgarisms, and I try not to use them.
Mm.
And
Okay.
I not try not to use them with my son, because he's my son, and I
Mm-hmm.
was taught that I shouldn't do it. But normally, because of my long stay maybe because of my long stay in Serbia, but it's not, that they are guilty. They are guilty that
No,
I
according to
drink,
the definition of
vulgar.
being a narcissist,
Yeah,
yes, and you're looking
but
for guilty
yeah,
people that
but
you
I
can blame.
like
Yeah.
the way, my. I think that my first and only profession is
Mm-hmm.
being a folklorist, but not the folklorist from books, from scientific books. Folk, so folk and folks, so a social group,
Mm-hmm.
which are people which are together, which have something in common, which like the same thing, which have their own mutual rights, customs, ways of living, thinking, etc. So when I call myself folklorist, it means that I enjoy groups. I enjoy observing groups. I enjoy people in groups, not in individuals too, but with the whole context of the group always.
Okay.
And I do not think about folk songs and, wieś tańczy I śpiewa. Not at all.
Yeah. Okay,
Not at
so
all.
a different approach to folk, yeah?
Definitely different approach, even if it's absolutely contrary to the whole idea of folklore, of etc.
Okay.
And I've just lost the point.
You were referring to using vulgarisms and this
Using
word.
vulgarism and in Serbia. And
Yes.
when it comes to using vulgarism, I think that it depends on the group. If I am in a companion, if I'm in a relationship, if I'm, for example, now with a person who enjoys using vulgarism, I think that I can use vulgarism too, and we can use vulgarisms together, and just be in a good relationship, in a good relation, spend a good time together. If I'm aware of the fact that you are sensitive, I will try to, maybe not to be a different person, but I will try to adjust my language because I don't want to hurt you. So it doesn't mean that I will not express myself, because I can express myself in a safe way. And I know that, for example, this very way of expression, so with using vulgarism, it's not a safe way for you. So I will not do it, but I will express myself. So, for example, I will not tell you, such a fucking good dress. Dakle, nema da ti kažem kakva jebačka haljina. Mogla bi da ju pojedem, ono kako mi se sviđa perverzno.
It sounds even.
It sounds even good, fucking good. But I will tell you, I like this dress very much. I like it. So I will do it. I can say in a very similar way, because I want to express myself with my hands, with my body, with the whole body language. I will use, my voice. I will be very loud. I like it. But I will not use fucking good dress, Jebaczko dobra, Alina. It was in Macedonian. But I will say, yo, such a good dress. And it means that I will express myself and I will feel okay because I have just expressed myself, but with not using, for example, fucky, just good, but with the whole body language. Yeah.
Sure.
And now I am drinking my coffee and I'm eating my fudge. I wanted to say fondue, but so it's a caramel fondue.
Kind of fondue, yes.
Kind of fondue. So, Monica, what do you think about Women's Day? Do you like Women's Day? Do you enjoy celebrating Women's Day? I do.
Me too.
I do. Of course. Yeah, because I love gifts. I love presents. I love 50%,
but it's an international, it's not only because I heard someone saying that it's a communist celebration, but it's actually an International Women's Day. So it's not that it's just in Poland and because of communism, it's because it's International Women's Day.
Yes, but what I wanted to add, even if now I'm eating
Fudge, yes.
Fudge, and I shouldn't do it because it's not proper.
Okay.
What I wanted to say is that even if something, but it's only my opinion.
Yes.
Even if something has its origins in communism, in the communistic period, it doesn't mean that it has to be bad. For example,
yeah, that's a good point. Not everything from communism is bad. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, at my university, there are a lot of professors, and they graduated from university and studied during the period of communism. Does it mean that their educational process was wrong or
No, yeah.
bad?
Good point.
I
Good point.
think that we should be very careful with, just judging. I know that there were a lot of bad things, stuff,
Of course,
etc.
yes.
But judging 100%, so if it's a celebration with origins in the communistic period, it means that it's bad.
Mhm.
And the same point of view, if it's, for example, if it's linked to the, for example, Catholic Church, it means that it's bad
Mhm.
or it's good.
Mhm.
There are so many good things in the Catholic Church and so many bad things in the Catholic
Mhm.
Church.
Mhm.
Even if I am not the part of the church, even if I know a lot about the church,
Mhm.
unfortunately, even if I spent 4 years in the non Ursulinian school, so secondary Ursulinian school, I know
Mhm.
so many great nuns and so many great friends. I have so many great friends from
From
the
that
school.
period, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and from this very school.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
and I remember the school. There were so many bad stuff in the school, but I I try to be aware of so many
Mhm.
good people, good professors, good students, good relationships. So it's just a system. And
Mhm.
for example, the communism and school, etc.,
Mhm.
universities, it's a system, just a
Mhm.
system. It's
Yeah.
just a place, it's just a space, it's just a building,
Yeah.
but you do not cooperate with the building. You cooperate with people in the building. Of course, there are
Mhm.
so many theories about the influence of architecture, etc. But um, if we go inside this point, we will omit the main point.
Sure, I know.
So maybe that's something
Better
aside.
not to make a side remark. Yes.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I will be very I will be very delicate when it comes to the communistic period, and because if I say that the communistic period was very bad and everything was bad, it
Mhm.
means that I don't know, that my primary school was definitely absolutely bad, and that
Mhm.
now I should
Mhm.
give it back. I mean, my school license, I should give it back because the
Yeah,
school
what
was
does that
bad.
mean? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly.
I had bad teachers and wonderful teachers. As now at the university, I know great university professors and awful university professors with huge brains. I mean huge brains. I mean developed brains. Which are open-minded, which wants to help you, etc., etc. And many of them which are so closed, sick, etc., etc.
Narrow-minded. Uh-huh.
And it's absolutely normal for each kind of job, each kind of
Yeah,
work.
every profession, exactly.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So at the university, schools, church, shops,
Mm-hmm.
restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
I mean everywhere. It's absolutely
Doctors.
normal. Doctors, yes, of
Yeah.
course. It's absolutely normal, but from time to time you are in contact in a very specific with some with a profession, but you are under very specific circumstances, and
Okay.
then you remember in a different way, because
Mm-hmm.
our memory works in a very specific way. It means
Mm-hmm.
that we, according to the evolutionary development of our brain,
Yes.
we usually remember bad things, and we usually validated it more. It means harder, and it means that, for example, if for the whole day, for example, yesterday,
Mhm.
if happened to you, for example, 100 good stuff
Mhm.
and 2 bad stuff,
Two
you will
bad things, yeah.
remember these 2
Mhm.
bad stuff
Things, yeah, things. Better to say
things,
things. Yeah.
and you will
Mhm.
remember it to the, I don't know, for next month, for example.
Probably,
You,
yeah.
you will
Stronger
remember it.
emotions, yeah, stronger
Yeah,
emotions.
and
Mhm.
that's because we are still in our brains, we are still in the Stone Age. We are
Yes,
still afraid
the
of
reptile
lions,
brain, yeah, as they call
yeah,
it. Yeah.
of
Mhm.
tigers, of wild animals. We are afraid of enemies, etc. And we are still in the process of checking, is everything okay. So it
Mhm.
means that we have to remember bad things.
Mhm.
We have to remember them very much, very hard, strong,
Mhm.
because next time when we are in danger, we will
Mhm.
react in a proper way. But the
Yes,
point is that the biological evolution is much slower than the technical and culture evolution.
of
It
course,
means
yes.
that we do not need all of the aspect, especially here, for example, in our country, in our region, etc.
Mhm.
But we are still focused and oriented. We are still danger oriented.
Mhm.
And
And
but
fight oriented, yeah.
but
Mhm.
even if we are danger oriented, and now I
Mhm.
will drink my coffee, and we have to make a break.
Me too. Okay.
Mm, mm. I love this mug very much. I bought it in not I bought it. It's a gift from Stanislava and from Marysia.
Wow.
I have 2 mugs. One
Uh-huh.
from Stanislava, and the second is from Marysia from Berlin. I love this mug
Wow.
very much. I love it. You know, this company. It's like
Mhm.
Polish Bolesławiec, but
Ah.
it's German company, and it's called no idea. And I am afraid
Be careful not to spill your coffee.
of
Yes.
spilling
Yes.
my coffee. Yeah.
That's
Mm.
going to be a bit dangerous in the morning.
One question before my
Yes.
next sentence.
Yes.
What's the difference between cut and clip? So when
Clip.
you hear, for example, wing clipping and wing cutting, what's the difference?
No, in this case, I would say it's a similar word. It's a synonym because normally clip, you have nail clips when you,
Yeah,
it's like
I
clip, clip,
understand.
clip.
Tick, tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick.
And then also you can cut your nails, right? So it's
Yeah. Okay, so it's the same. So when I'm
a
using, for
slight
example,
difference. Yeah.
wing clipping and wing cutting, that's the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Maybe, if you look at it in a maybe wider perspective or deeper, you go into the word and the meaning. It's like clipping is like click, click. So you can click one day and then another day. And then cutting is like, can be
Mhm.
very drastic.
Clip, 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 clip. Uh-huh, I understand. I
Yeah, because
understand.
if somebody cuts your wings, then they're very abrupt in doing that and drastic. And clipping, it can be a gradual process of destruction, right? Which is
Yeah.
the topic of our discussion today.
Oh, thank you. Yes, because I don't want to talk about only about this word is so difficult for me.
Which one?
Narcissism.
Narcissism, because narcissists.
Narcissism, yeah, because
Okay.
when I was, and I'm very happy, and I want to say thank you to Eva
Maybe thank you
Brodnicka.
to Eva.
Thank you, Eva
Mhm.
Brodnicka, because she
Yes.
sent me the link for
Mhm.
just a second, please.
Ramani.
Dr. Ramani.
Mhm.
But what I wanted to say is that
Mhm.
I'm very happy that I found Heidi Prieb and now
Yeah.
Dr. Ramani, and that
Mhm.
it took me about 2 maybe 3 months. I
Yeah.
mean 2 months, maybe 3 months,
Mhm.
to go through, let's say, one small part of Heidi's speeches, because
Mhm.
Heidi has this very specific intro way of speaking,
Okay.
and she tries to draw a kind of a context, but from inside, even if, of course, I think that she has graduated psychology, something like that. But she started from inside, and she always tries to find things, happenings, actions according to her own experience, but her own, I mean, as a patient, as a CPTSD survivor, as unsecure, as unsecure pattern survivor, something like that. But Dr. Ramani, she has very specific and very nice way of talking. She's so, like calm, la 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 la, but expressive too. So she's both calm and expressive.
Yes.
Especially with her eyes. She is so big. She has huge, wonderful, beautiful eyes.
Okay.
And when I was listening to her, I was just looking at her eyes, just eyes, because her eyes, they are so
very expressive.
They are so flexible. They are so, like, what's the song?
I don't know.
I like the way you move. I like the way you groove.
Yeah.
From Stanislava, I like the way you move.
Oh gosh, yeah, walking.
Yeah, go take me to downtown. Yeah, I love it. So she, but I think that many people, they will be not able to understand her if they are at the beginning of their, for example, therapy, if they are, for example, if they are, I can say, if they were for a long time under a severe abusive circumstances, it will be very difficult for them to start with this kind of point of view, because she's great, and I understood this morning that we will have classes with her these days. Yeah, but Phoebe, for the beginning, after a long term, for example, of narcissistic
probably, or
narcissistic abuse, for example, or CPTSD abuse, etc., or early wounding, etc. It will be difficult. It will be definitely easier for you, from my point of view, to start with Phoebe, with Heidi, because Heidi will tell you exactly. I feel like tick, 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 tick. I feel. It was, for example, when I was younger, I used to feel like tick, 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 tick. And it's super when you can, and it's so extremely helpful when you can compare your experience, and when you can, in fact, discover that your experience is a common experience, that for example, she had the same experience, and that she does understand you, but not because she was studying, for example, psychology, and because she has so many patients, etc., etc. It doesn't mean that if you are with no early developmental wounding, you are not able to be a brilliant psychologist and therapist. But from my point of view, and in my personal opinion, it's easier for me as a CPTSD survivor. It's easier for me at the beginning to believe the person who survived as me.
Obviously.
And when she, for example, says that she used to think about herself that she was worthless, etc., and she gave me so many examples, not similar to mine examples, but exactly the same examples. And and I can read on her face that she's true, that
It's
she
genuine.
Then I do trust her, and I can not even compare. I can just feel that everything is okay with me, and she doesn't try to convince me, from my opinion, from the whole psychological opinion, from the whole psychological point of view. I've had so many patients with this kind of disorder, etc. No, no. She said, I know it. I knew it. No, I know it. I am aware of it. How do you feel now? Because I used to feel the same way.
Yeah.
And then I know that everything is okay with me, because in front of me, even if it's just internet, there's a person with the same problem. A person with the same problem, not the psychologist, but the person with the same problem. But for example, for me this morning, it was super stuff that I could watch her, and because I like her way of expressing. But what I wanted to say at the beginning, that definitely, from my point of view, for people with CPTSD, early developmental wounding experience, unhealthy pattern experience, etc., I think it's great at the beginning to be in front of a person who will tell you, I had the same.
Yeah, it breaks the ice. Yeah, it breaks the ice and
Yes.
builds trust. Yeah, as well. Of course.
Say something, because I'm drinking coffee.
I should say something. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
we have to
because
dive
I
deeper.
allow you. I allow you. You have my allowance.
Okay, I have your permission. So we have
Yes,
to
I'm
dig
kidding.
deeper into Mrs. Dr. Ramani's speeches, I suppose, because she looks like an expert. Yeah. Narcissist expert, and probably the most intriguing for me personally would be the speech connected to let me just check it out, because I had it right in front of me, but now I lost it.
Okay, so
She
maybe
has 10 ways to become narcissist resistant.
Narcissist resistant. Okay, so please send me the link, the access link for this speech, and we will talk about the speech next week.
Oh,
You so disappointed me now.
oh my goodness.
Okay, next week, so on Tuesday. Okay, on Tuesday. Super. Dobro. Okay, but what I wanted to say today.
Yes, tell me.
I know that I am boring and exhausted, and that you are.
But why are you saying something like that?
Because I do not allow you to express yourself.
But this is not my platform for expressing myself. It's your platform to express yourself.
No, it's
because
a
that's
platform
the
for
nature.
mutual expression. It's an engagement. Oh my goodness! It's an enhance and encounter.
Encounter
We are in the process of encountering. We should be
each
in the
other.
process.
Sure.
Each other, yeah. So I should encounter you, and you should encounter me. So you should speak too, but
yeah, but it's like you do a much better job than I do. It's like I'm not used to talking so much. So please feel free.
It's a pity I couldn't give you this food in your mouth, because because it will stick you, and you will not be able to say such untrue words.
Okay, that's very delicate.
So
yes,
it's very yes. So what I wanted to say for
Tell
today
me.
is wing clipping.
Okay, that's the topic. Okay, wing clipping. Oh gosh, it
Yeah,
sounds so brutal, even if you imagine it.
It's highly interesting when a professor is aware of the topic in the middle of the. So notice the topic in the middle of the class.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Prepared.
I am prepared, but what do you mean? What do you mean? Please elaborate, because now I'm a bit...
Boże, dlaczego ludzie myślą, że ja nie żartuję? I'm still kidding.
Okay, but you're kidding about what? Just to enlighten me, what are you kidding about? I mean, I'm fine with kidding. It's just, what are you kidding about exactly now?
Okay, so wind clipping.
Wind clipping, yes.
I wanted to talk about the wind clipping.
Very drastic.
Yeah, but what I want to emphasize is
Okay.
it's a sophisticated word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but what I wanted to emphasize is
Yes.
that wing clipping may be
Mm-hmm.
caused not
Yes.
only by narcissistic abuse, but for
Mm-hmm.
example, for the insecure pattern too. And
Yes.
Dr. Ramani, and I don't want to focus on her today because we didn't prepare for Dr. Ramani. I have just, I have just sent it to you just to show you that I am interested in her. And
But I listened to her.
okay, dobro.
But okay, it's not a problem. We can, yeah,
But
switch.
I'm not very prepared. I have only two pages of notes, so
Oh,
please.
okay, that's not sufficient. No.
No, that's not sufficient. But what I wanted to emphasize once
Yes,
again,
madam, please
this
tell me.
this sophisticated word is that wing clipping may be caused not only by narcissistic abuse, and we should be aware of it. That sometimes not sometimes, but very often, wing
Mm-hmm.
clipping is caused by unsecure pattern. And I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking about this morning, Dr. Ramani. She's not talking about that, but I was realized it this morning when I was listening to her that it's not only the narcissistic pattern,
Mm-hmm.
because for example during my childhood,
Mm-hmm.
I think that I suppose that my father had a strong narcissistic, tendency. I think, but I'm not, of course, sure if he was the narcissistic, person with the narcissistic disorder, but he definitely has a kind of narcissistic tendency. But for example, my mother, she doesn't have this narcissistic tendency, but she
Mm-hmm.
has this very specific insecure pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And she, for example, for the whole life and even now, she has been trying to secure you, to give you a kind of secure life
Mm-hmm.
with no by avoiding dangers.
Mm-hmm. So protection, overprotection, yeah?
Protection, for example.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to I don't know, I want to enroll a new course.
Mm-hmm.
But what for? What for? You have
Mm-hmm.
so many things on your head. You will be overwhelmed. So
Mm-hmm.
with no chance for explaining, that I like it, I love it. I'm so happy because of
Interested,
this
yeah.
course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the first sentence in 100% situations, the first sentence is ale po co ci to?
Mm. What do
Ale
you need
po
it
co?
for? Yeah,
Yeah,
because I need it.
because I need it.
Mm.
No, you don't need it. You just want it because you want everything, because you want to be overwhelmed by everything, and you do not need it. Look at
Mm.
here. You have job, you have son, you have a partner, you have a flat, you have I don't know, everything you need to
Mm-hmm.
have, and you don't need, for example, a new university course, a new university study program. You do not need to go, I don't know, to, for example, China to learn, for example, Chinese language. It's definitely better for you to go to England to learn English language, because it's better, że jest lepiej widziane.
It's better seen.
Yes, it's better seen, and
Mm-hmm.
it's more secure. Or for example,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the wing clipping that you will not be able to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because Dr. Ramani is talking about it, that you will not be able to do it.
Yes.
If you want, in fact, my mother, for example, knows that if I want, I will be able to do it, but she's so afraid
Mm-hmm.
that I will be hurt and that I will be in pain, that I will cry, that I will be
Okay.
sad, that I will be disappointed, that she tried to protect me by saying it's not for you, it's not for you, it's not for you, just to be sure that I will not be sad and that I will not be disappointed. But the point is, we have to be sad and we
Of
have to be
course.
disappointed. We have to be furious. We have
Of
to be
course.
angry. We have to be happy. We have to be in love. We have to be in hate. We have to be in each possible emotion.
Yeah, experience it, because if you don't know anger, then how should you know love, right? Because then you won't have anything to compare it to.
Yes. And I suppose that if you experience, for example, because Dr. Ramani is talking about narcissistic parents, narcissistic partners, etc., and she said that especially when it comes to our childhoods, it's very dangerous when our parents or one of our caregivers is a narcissistic person. But I think that it should be added to that. For example, if one of your parent has this very specific insecure pattern, and he or she tried to protect you by not allowing you, or by gaslighting you non-stop, because he was so afraid of you and of your injuries, sadness, etc., that, for example, your father was gaslighting you each time when you had a new I don't know, freaky idea. For example, I'm going to visit China with my friends, and I am 18 and I have only 5 months to the jak to było ta matura?
A-level exam. A-level.
A-level
A-levels.
exam.
Yeah.
And my father, for example, is sure that, oh my goodness, I will not pass my exam, I will be sad, I will not from
Manage.
university. It's because in fact she doesn't believe in me. And even
But then
if
that's also a reflection that the parent doesn't believe in herself or himself, right? Because
yes,
it's kind of what? A reflection of their emotions, right? On the child, yeah?
absolutely. And even if they are not narcissistic people, they are unsafe people. And that's the problem. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yes, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So, and maybe that's the reason we should divide toxic people and insecure people, because each toxic person is an insecure person, but that's not the rule for insecure people. So you can be an insecure person but not toxic person.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you can be very fragile and sensitive.
I think that we should be sensitive with
very
this.
careful. Yeah.
And what I wanted to add to Dr.
Yes.
Ramani is that if you have this very specific early childhood experience with the insecure pattern and with gaslighting by parents because of their because they were frightened by your, I don't know, sadness, disappointment, etc. It's I think, but I'm not sure, it's just my opinion now, it's just a kind of a thought, an idea.
Okay.
Maybe you will be more you will be more I'll try to express it in English. So you, not that you will be more open for narcissistic people. I mean that maybe you will not be aware of where your boundaries lie when it comes to narcissistic people, because it's a very similar pattern. It means, of course, that we have many disorders, etc., and it according to the time. So, but the point is that we have a sort of specific behaviors.
Yeah.
For example, wing clipping. For example, so when I want to do something, you will tell me it's not for you.
Yes.
You are not good enough for it. It's not for you. Someone will do it better, etc. But so, and it means that you can be, for example, a narcissistic person, or maybe just you can just have this very specific insecure pattern. But the way of behaving is the same. And it means that even if you didn't have narcissistic parents, but you know the pattern of behaving, so you know, so you are the gaslighting pattern is inhabited in you. It is inside. That when you want something, for example, you want to paint and paint and paint and paint, and you are still surrounded. And when you were a child, you were still surrounded by, oh my goodness, you have no talent, please, you are not able to draw. You are able to draw even nothing, even a single, I don't know, caramel, fudge,
or a flower. Yes.
or a flower. Please focus on something else. It's
terrible.
typical gaslighting. And after, for example, 40 years of this kind of experience with your family, even if it was, they love you and they just try to protect you, then you found a person, narcissistic person, with this very specific behavior. It's not for you. There are so many people, and they were do it better than you. And you know the pattern, and the pattern is okay for you because you've been in this pattern for, I don't know, 40 years, 20 years, 30 years. And you are not able to recognize that something is going wrong. Because the pattern is the same, of course, the narcissistic person. And now I have a few notes.
Okay.
The narcissistic person, I like this sentence. It's a kind of accumulated micro injuries.
Yes.
So it's like,
yeah, that's
like,
the clipping. That's the clipping.
That's the clipping. For example, you are dismissed almost whenever you share about yourself. For example, I'm so happy I got you, and for example, I don't know, I've just got something, at work, or a kind of, I don't know what, but something good for me.
Yeah,
or
some personal success. I don't know.
Success.
Yeah, you did
for
something
example,
good.
Yes, or for example, something good happened to my friend, and I'm so happy. And just, but why are you so happy because of that? That's not the reason of being so
Something
happy.
is wrong with you.
Why are you so overwhelmed? Why are you, for example, so loud? Please stay calm. And it's step by step. Over, it's like, and then I have being treated with contempt when you share emotion, especially when you share positive emotion, when you share success and your happiness because of the success. I'm so happy, I did it, and I'm so happy, la la la. And but what's the point? It was just a piece of cake. I told you, I don't know, 4 months ago that it would be a piece of cake for you. Now stay calm and behave as a professor, not as a childish girl.
Gosh. Yeah, but that's the inner child wanting to express herself and her joy, isn't it?
Yes. And for example, when it comes to my mother, because she's not a narcissistic person, first, gaslighting, and I'm dead after
Oopsie.
gaslighting. But if I survive,
Yeah.
and usually I do, I
You
will
do not.
do it. I will do it. So, and then she's so proud. She's
Yeah.
so proud that she calls the whole family,
Oh my goodness. But look how
and
ironic.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
Joanna
contra.
did it. Yeah, Joanna, because she's not the narcissistic person. But the gaslighting is the same pattern. That's the reason I decided to add something to
This. Yeah.
Dr. Ramani, and that's the reason
Mhm.
I said that I don't want to talk about her speech so much
Yeah. Yeah. I
today,
understand. Mm-hmm.
because I think we don't, and that's maybe my bad characteristic, that
What?
it's very difficult for me to go to the point, to come to. So
But
I
that's
don't
not
want.
true. Absolutely. You have a plan in your mind and you're
Yes,
building the narrative around that plan. Yes.
yes, but for example, when I was listening to her, my
Mm-hmm.
lamp was still, on, switched on, switched
Mm-hmm.
on, switched on. Okay, for the narcissistic people, but I know this pattern very much. I'm so aware of this pattern, and I know thousands of people with this pattern, and they are not narcissistic people. And the point is
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Similar,
I'm
but still not the
still,
same.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I should, my surname should be a quotation mark,
Okay.
because I'm still giving quotation marks.
Okay. But the
Przypis, tak?
intonation.
Przypis.
No, big footnotes.
Footnote.
Quotation marks.
No. Footnote. Przepraszam.
Okay.
Ja, Boże, quotation. Footnote. Because I'm
Yes.
still giving a footnote. I'm still
Okay.
giving footnotes.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I shouldn't be called Joanna Rękas, but Joanna Footnote. Joanna Przypis. My surname should be Footnote. Joanna Przypis.
No, I don't agree.
I don't
Can I
care
have
about
the
it.
right to disagree? Agree to
I will think
disagree?
about it. I will think about it, and I
Okay.
will give you my permission or not.
Please, in writing, okay? Via email.
In
With your
writing, yeah.
signature.
Why don't you agree with me?
Because you're not a Joanna Footnote. You are Joanna who has devised her own methodologies for the approach to anthropology, for example. And it's not true that you are, Joanna Footnote, because, yeah.
But
that's
when
just
it
not
comes to
the
footnote,
thing.
I like it. I like it.
You like what? Joanna
This
Footnote or what?
no, this I like it moving. Okay, but
What?
when it comes to footnote,
Yes.
it doesn't mean that it has to be a footnote. That it has to be that it has to be, for example, a sentence or an idea of someone else. It means that
Your interpretation of.
very often, you make a footnote when you want to add something, when you want to comment
Yes.
something. Yeah.
It's an
So, for
interpretation
example,
based on someone else's. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. I'm I'm not as smart, clever, and fast.
Of
I
course you
have to
are.
say, I'm thinking a little bit slower than you, a little bit
No, not
slower.
really. But okay.
Yeah. So, for example, when I am listening to Dr. Ramani and I like the speech,
Mm-hmm.
but one part of my brain is
Mm-hmm.
just making notes according to
Mm-hmm.
footnotes.
Okay. Yes,
This
exactly.
pattern is super for narcissistic people, but for insecure, ill developmental wounding, So yes,
But.
the but
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
but please be aware of the fact that it can, because maybe that's because I'm still inside and I still talk from inside. I'm still talking from inside. and I know how it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I know how it fucking hurts. And I know that when you are if you are talking from the scientific point of view, sometimes you can omit something, not because you are aware of the fact you are omitting it, but just you are not aware of the fact that it can hurt someone. And for example, it was a few years ago. It was at the beginning of my therapy. I was listening to a radio station.
Yes.
I think that it was no idea now which one. And one psychologist, she's very famous, psychologist, therapist, etc. And
Okay.
she was talking about marriages. She was talking about breaking marriages, divorces, etc.
Okay.
And I was at the beginning of my divorce process, etc., and the whole beginning of the whole therapy, trauma, etc. And she said something like that in fact, we as women, we are oversensitive, and we very often do not appreciate our partners. We are just bored by our partners, and then we decided to divorce. I know now. I know that
Oh.
just talking about something, and that her speech should be analyzed according to the circumstances. But the point is that if you have a victim of a severe trauma, personal trauma, a woman who is actually trying to
get away
like
from it.
cockroach, to go outside.
Yeah, to
And
leave, to
show
run
herself.
for your life.
When you hear something like that in
Oh.
your brain, there is the very tricky and creepy trigger. I'm not
Yes.
right. I'm not enough.
Yeah.
And that's
What
the
am I
same
doing?
trigger.
Yeah.
That's the same trigger as Dr. Ramani said. The trigger with narcissistic people, and that's that's the second pattern, which is not only for narcissistic people. And I think that this very specific sentence is missing and should be added. That it's not only for narcissistic people, because when people are listening, for example, are listening to a therapist, they very often believe them as, I don't know, they are gods,
Because, well, yeah, who blames them, right?
And for example, she said, or he said that, for example, if I am not enough, if XYZ, it means that you are the narcissistic person.
Full stop. Yeah, categorizing, and it's not so simple.
That's not true. That's not so simple. And I think only one sentence that this very specific pattern is common with many other diseases, disorders, just to be clear, because from my point of view as a victim, when I hear that XYZ, it means, for example, that I shouldn't divorce, I should think about it once again. But that was not true. But if you are talking something, if you are talking to people, and I think that Heidi Priebe, that's the reason I think Heidi Priebe is a great person. For people, for survivors, because she always adds, it is common for more, for example, disorders. It's not only for CPTSD, it's for, it doesn't mean that you have it. It could mean that you have it, but it's not
definite.
obligatory.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very important point, yeah, because it can be a bit misleading, yeah. Just it's not black or white. Never ever is it black or white. There is always
Never
something in the
ever,
middle too,
never,
yeah.
never ever, never ever.
Oh
Thank
my
you, Monica.
goodness.
I'm
Oh
sorry for
wow.
your
Yes,
being
thank you.
overwhelmed.
So happy Women's Day once again. Enjoy that fudge of yours, yes?
Part of me, yeah, and sun and weekend from tomorrow.
Yay! And I hope the weather will be good. What do you think? Have you
No
checked the weather
idea.
forecast?
I have to
No?
check forecast. I have to check a
Okay.
forecast.
Me too. I don't check the
Have
weather
a
forecast
nice
too
day.
often.
Have a nice weekend.
You too?
I apologize being so overwhelming.
But you're not. I'm fine. I'm okay. If I will be too overwhelmed, I'll give you a signal.
Which one?
I don't know. I will think of something. I'll say, hey, Joanna, Mrs. Joanna, I'm a little bit overwhelmed and perplexed. I will tell you.
But how can I recognize the signal how can I notice the signal if I'm not aware of the shape of the signal? You have to tell
But
me.
I will tell you. I will tell you.
Stanislava is waiting. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Thank
No
you.
problem. Have a nice day. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.